Hi everyone, this is Masiga Joseph and I'm briefly taking you through PASTEL Partner. Now for company in PASTEL Partner version 14, you click File, then Open. So the Open a Company window opens up. Then you highlight the company that you would like to open. Then you click on the Open button. So the company will be opened in the company that you created. So in PASTEL Partner version 14, the File menu option and the Setup option have passwords. So you have to enter the password of the company and then you click OK for the company to open. I'm going to take you through the steps of performing a data integrity check. You access the file menu option, you locate the data integrity feature, then this takes you through a series of assistance screens so you will be able to process the data integrity. The data integrity is mainly used to just check for the errors that occur in the system, for example, to power interruptions and bad disks. So after that, you can perform a backup. To access the file backup menu option, you go to File, then Backup. So the file backup window opens up. Then you come and you select the drive from which you want to back up to. You can attach to the computer drive or the external drive, for example, flash disk. Then you select the new folder option. So you create a new folder. After creating a new folder, you just create and you process. It is always advisable to carry out a backup of your company database to avoid loss of data. In the edit menu, we can edit various options, the general ledger, the customers and the suppliers. So we go to edit general ledger accounts. So this appears. Then when we want to create a new account for general ledger, we go to new and you enter the details. Then we can also edit the customers accounts. You just go to edit customers accounts. So the customers accounts window opens up and you enter all the details that are required for that customer, that particular customer. For example, the code, the account code, the description, the category of the customer, and the post addresses plus the delivery addresses too. Then you can search for the customer too by going to, then we can also edit the suppliers accounts and we fill in all the required information for the required supplier, for that particular supplier. We can add a new supplier account. We can also search for the new suppliers and we modify them. Still continuing with the edit chapter, edit menu view, we're going to edit the inventory items. So you go to edit inventory item file, then the screen appears. So you enter the details of the inventory, the code, the description, and the category of the inventory items. Then you can search for the inventory. If you use the multi-currency module, you can also edit the exchange rates by going to edit exchange rates. So the menu appears. So you have to select the option which is suitable that you want. For example, this, whereby you choose the second option, you enter the exchange rates and then you continue. Then we go to the process menu. You can process the journals. For example, the general journal, the customer's journal, and the supplier's journal. So we process the general journal for this case. So you click on the general journal menu option and this takes you to the general journal where you can record all the general journal items. Still under the process option, we can go to the journal still, then we process the customer's journal. So you look for the customer, then you click the customer journals. So here you can record the opening balances for the customer. Next, you're going to process the cash books. So you go to process, then cash books, and the cash book punch will appear. In the cash book back, the payments and the receipts. The payments are on the debit side and the receipts are on the credit side. So you can choose a cash book to work in by going to the cash book area field, then you choose the cash book you're working in. Then you can choose whether you're going to process a payment or a receipt. So you can jump between the two options that you have there. So you can enter the details of the period, the date, and the amount, the account, and all that to do with the cash books. So you can also insert, you can delete a line, you can reconcile, you can batch. We're going to process the customers. So you're going to process customers. Then this will land you to the tax invoice screen. So from the tax invoice, you are able to choose the options that you want to process. We normally start from the quotation. So you click and the quotation will appear. So you click on the quotation, then you enter the details of the quotation and some fields will be populated automatically. Then you go back to the tax invoice and you link the tax invoice with the quotation. Next, we are going to process the supplier document. So you go to process suppliers. This will land you to the supplier invoice screen. From there you can choose from the list of supplier documents, you can choose the purchase order, so you can process the purchase order, and this is how it appears. So you can process all these other transactions of the suppliers using the supplier purchase order. Then you can link it to the goods received note. Afterwards you can link it to the supplier invoice. Then you can process also the inventory journals, and this is how the inventory journal appears. So you can enter a period, and then you enter the quantities of the inventory in and out, and all various other options that you can process. You can, as we look through the process menu, you will be able to access and process the options that you want. Then next we are going to the view option. You can view various reports using the view option. You can, for example, zoom the general ledger, or you can view the general ledger items. You can also view the customers, the suppliers, and the inventory accounts using the view menu option as shown. The drill down functionality under view is simply used for viewing your general ledger, customers, and supplier accounts in more detailed form. As earlier noted, we can view various important reports under the view option, where you can view the general ledger reports like the trial balance, the income statement, and the balance sheet. So we are now going to view the trial balance, and this is what exactly it looks like. So you enter where you're going to print to, and this is the trial balance, basically what it looks like. Then you can also view the balance sheet, and this is what the balance sheet looks like. Then you can view the supplier detailed ledger. We can also view any documents to do with suppliers and also customers by going to view suppliers or view customers. Likewise, we can view any report to do with inventory items. Moving on to the change menu, we can change various items. We can perform a period increment. For example, if you have made your users to be able to work in one period, you can increase it. Then you can also perform a year end, and this is password protected. We are also able to change from balance word processing to open item processing, or vice versa. We can also reconcile and unreconcile the cash book. We're also able to change the codes, the account codes of the customers, suppliers, inventory, but not the general ledger, using the change menu. The setup relates to the universal information of your company and also the initial setup of your company. For example, you can set up the company parameters, the passwords. You can set up the customer control accounts, and this is how you set them up. Set up customer control accounts. So you enter the control account that you want to use. And in the same way you set up the supplier control accounts. Now we're going to use to view the utility option. This accesses just the tools that you want, the note facility, the price search, the calculator, and the control center. And lastly, the help menu is just used for self-help. Thanks all for watching.